data science is the concept of using data for decision making at a very simple level. So, in today's world, you hear about machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc., etc. But that alone is not data science, in my opinion. I'll take a simple example. Let's say you run a restaurant across the road, right? And then you are struggling with cost increase, right? You buy sacks of rice and you don't know where it's going, right? Or you're trying to forecast what is going to be a popular dish in the coming winter. Using data and data techniques to make an informed decision so that you can increase revenue, increase margins, and growth rate, from an MBA angle, is really, so you use data science techniques for that. And so I think it's important to put on a broader lens when someone thinks and uses data science. And when you go a little deeper, there's concepts like data processing, right? How do you use Hadoop and machine learning techniques? There's concepts around cloud computing. How do you use Amazon Web Services or various other storage techniques? There's techniques around statistics, math, computer science, etc. So it's a pretty vast subject, and you have to kind of think holistically. Data science has a massive explosive potential. The world has gone from, I call it big data, to artificial intelligence and machine learning. What that really means is, how do you use data to really learn and make smarter decisions? That's where the world is evolving. I think if you build software only, or if you build a website, that's important, but I don't think that's where a lot of demand is going to be in the next 5 to 10 years. It's along data science and advanced data science concepts. So if someone's interested in this, there's explosive potential. Let me tell you that, right? Because we hire people from that domain all across the world. There's a explosion in jobs. With respect to Nepal, I think every business can use data to make decisions. I think every business, every company, every person, every country should use data to make decisions. Generally speaking, in my point of view, if you don't use data, you will struggle to survive, in the world that we're moving towards. I would say there are a few software and mathematical and computer science skills required to work in data science. However, based on the domain you go into, you would also need pertinent skills. So let me give you an example. In our case, in Provide Data's case, we work in retail at the moment. And folks that are data scientists in our company, they know computer science, because you have to really be able to program and run algorithms at scale, right? That's one. Second is, you need to understand cloud computing. Especially, you cannot wait for answers for days. You have to be able to fire 100 servers on the cloud and get answers within a few minutes, few hours, what have you. So cloud computing is also very important. The third thing very important is math. So data science is about modeling. So you might have learned simple concepts like regression, right, to very advanced concepts like neural networks and so on. So someone who doesn't understand math and statistics has a very hard time really understanding data science. And I think online education gives you the basics, right? I could open a YouTube video and I will learn the basics. But what I lack is the interaction, right? I lack that person-to-person skills. So when we as a group, when the four of us are sitting here and arguing, right? What we can do is we are able to learn much faster. Online education means, you may be in your room learning, and sometimes, when you sit with your friends and you discuss and debate, you are able to quickly, get others' point of view, and you're able to learn much faster. So my view is, online education doesn't have that human component, which means, I think it has a role for sure, right? But then that has to be added with the human interaction, and then the deeper discussions, creative thinking, critical analysis that comes with people to people discussion. So I think both of them will work hand in hand. One is personalized education is going to become more popular, which means in today's context, you could be sitting in class and a teacher could teach to 100 people. The second thing I think that's going to happen is certain types of content will be delivered remotely or on the web, and we're already seeing that, right? So the third thing I would say I see is a lot of computer science techniques coming to the classroom. So you will have to be versed in data. You will have to be able to use computers well, right? You will have to be able to use research topics on the web, to do well. So I think that's also going to come. Look at problems as an opportunity. That's one. Second is MBA gives you a lot of, good skills. You have to be able to apply these to different disciplines. Third is I think be around for the long run. Don't think short term. Whether it's relationships or projects, if you think short term, you're screwed, in my point of view. And then just go deep and just go at it.